Este vídeo interessa-me bastante porque o Ryan era um youtuber que eu via bastante. Via mesmo bué. E depois, entretanto, ele desapareceu do YouTube.
Frustrated with the way YouTube had become. I always believed that, you should focus on quality and not quantity. But in the past 5 or 6 years, YouTube changed that a lot.
This is Ryan Higa, better known as Higa. Ryan is a YouTube OG and was the second YouTuber to ever cross 1 million subscribers. But as his channel grew, so did YouTube, and he soon realized that the very website he helped pioneer was rapidly evolving from the platform he once considered home.
I really have been considering quitting YouTube. I just wasn't having fun making YouTube videos anymore.
I found that I wasn't creating things that I was happy about.
Changes to YouTube's policies, algorithm, and culture presented Ryan with challenges, including burnout, creative blocks, and a general dissatisfaction with the direction the platform was headed.
The fact that we are even talking about this shows what's wrong with YouTube.
He's expressed these feelings in some of his videos, as well as on various podcasts. And since April 24th, 2020, he has stopped uploading to his main channel altogether.
Yeah.
In this video, I'm going to cover how YouTube's changes over time disrupted Ryan's video making process, why these changes conflicted with his motivations as a creator, and where this has all led him today. And at the end, I'll discuss what this all means for the future of the platform. This is the story of how YouTube failed Ryan Higa.
Espera, este gajo é alguma coisa...
They promote the whole be yourself thing.
They do promote that, but it's like, okay, well, be yourself, but be the self that we want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Certo.
Beginning in 2006, Ryan Higa was among the first generation of YouTubers, and throughout his decade-plus-long career has developed a reputation as one of the most genuine creators in the history of the platform, rarely abiding by trends, never involving himself in any drama, and always prioritizing quality over quantity.
The thing I really cared about was putting out good content and stuff that I was excited and happy to make.
Thanks.
And anyone familiar with Ryan's work will tell you that his videos were always some of the most creative and unique content on the platform. From lip syncs and rants to skits, vlogs, music,
Eu não sei se
short
vocês
films,
acompanhavam este
podcasts,
gajo, mas...
stop motion, he's pretty much done it all. And in an era of YouTube that was about broadcasting yourself, Ryan Higa was truly the embodiment of that slogan. But whatever happened to that slogan anyway?
A cena do Ryan, eu acho que foi muito na base do algoritmo do YouTube ter mudado imenso. Porque o YouTube, para ser uma plataforma rentável, precisa que a malta esteja sempre a publicar vídeos. E quantos mais vídeos, mais anúncios, mais dinheiro o YouTube faz. E a ideia, a cena do Ryan era completamente o oposto. Era tipo, ele não publicava muito. Ele publicava cenas com muita qualidade. E isso, over time, começou a minar-lhe um bocado as coisas. Fizeste bem, Pacheco.
Our users were already one step ahead of us. They began using YouTube to share videos of all kinds. We found this very interesting. We said, why don't we just let the users define what YouTube is all about?
Ok.
In December 2005, YouTube debuted the slogan "Broadcast Yourself." This perfectly reflected the platform's culture of embracing self-expression. In YouTube's early days, creators made the content they wanted to make, spoke freely, and didn't feel constrained by the demands of advertisers or the algorithm. But around April 2010, things began to change. The slogan was taken off the logo, dropped from the webpage title in October 2012, and removed from YouTube's blog for good in May 2019. Perhaps not so coincidentally, YouTube's decision to phase out this slogan happened following the peak of the adpocalypse, a period of time when advertisers began pulling their ads from the platform over concerns about them appearing next to controversial or edgy content.
Yeah, true. Hoje em dia já não tem esse problema, porque o conteúdo é tão edgy que já ninguém quer saber.
This led to stricter policies regarding what content could be monetized, and as a result, content that included things like profanity, political subjects, and graphic content were effectively censored through demonetization or age restriction.
Certo.
This had an impact across the entire platform, forcing creators like Ryan to adapt their content to the new advertiser-friendly guidelines if they wanted to continue to get paid.
Foi apocalipse mesmo.
Now there's so many rules on YouTube. Most of the ideas that I put up got demonetized or age restricted because it's like dangerous things or gross things.
I didn't want to put anything close to a swear word in here, even put the beep sound in because I don't want to get demonetized. And I was holding back so many different things that I really wanted to make. I just was too afraid to do it. Videos that I know for a fact that a lot of you guys probably not like or understand or most likely be offensive. The kind of videos I used to make when I first started YouTube.
By this point, it was clear that YouTube was no longer just about broadcasting yourself. So for someone like Ryan, who came up in a time where it was, I can understand how this would be a difficult time to go through.
Claro.
Ryan has spoken out against censorship in the past and is someone who strives...
É um bocado a opinião que eu tenho sobre a Twitch, meu. Tipo, ou seja, é normal que as coisas mudem ao longo dos anos e percebe-se claramente que a direção das coisas já não é tão natural, é mais feita para chegar a números e atingir certas metas.
To stay true to himself in his work.
I never used to feel like this. I never felt like I couldn't be
yourself.
Yeah. I would have to dumb down the content and take jokes that I thought was funny and kill them for myself to make it good for other people. And I used to hurt, like it literally hurt me.
Even in his book, there are several instances where Ryan hints at disagreements between him and his publishing company over censorship of the more dark and not so family-friendly parts of his life story. No creative likes to be censored, and for some, adjusting their work to fit within new constraints comes easier than for others. But Ryan isn't recognized as such a genuine YouTuber for no reason. So I can see how having to work under these conditions, making videos that you know don't fully represent you for so long, can lead to issues like burnout, creative blocks, and a general disliking for the rule makers. But this wasn't the only problem Ryan had with YouTube. It turns out that YouTube discontinued its broadcast yourself slogan just a day after its parent company lost over $70 billion in market cap. A loss that was attributed to changes in YouTube's algorithm that were reportedly efforts to moderate harmful content, but seemed to have inadvertently affected innocent creators who became more susceptible to demonetization and were being promoted less in favor of mainstream media. The key word there being algorithm, the YouTube algorithm. The notorious YouTube algorithm is YouTube's system for recommending content to its users. It controls everything that you see on the site, from what's trending to what you see on your homepage and even your search results. And over the years, it's developed quite a controversial reputation for how it
Cada vez vemos mais censura nas redes sociais, mas por exemplo, não gosto da forma como tu falas para os teus viewers. Se eu não gosto, porque é que vou querer ver-te? Não basta simplesmente bazar e deixar fazer o que tu gostas e queres fazer. A malta fica ofendida com tudo o que vê, em vez de ignorar e bazar. Pá, porque depende, Nerf, depende daquilo que tu fazes, percebes? Ou seja, não tem, isso é uma linha um bocado fina entre tu poderes bazar e cagar na cena e deixares a pessoa fazer o que quer e estares literalmente a ignorar um problema bué grande com uma pessoa que tem uma plataforma gigante e que está basicamente a minar a cabeça das pessoas. Pá, isso tem muito que se lhe diga, meu. Tem muito que se lhe diga. Depende do tipo de discurso que for.
Dictates the content you see, but more specifically, the content that people make. You don't have to browse YouTube for long to notice that any video or format that works is widely replicated. YouTube has developed this culture where a lot of successful channels will make similar videos, partly because they know it'll work. They know the algorithm favors certain types of videos, and so they capitalize on it. And so what you get nowadays is a lot of the same and less innovation on the platform. But this just isn't the kind of environment that Ryan Higa thrives in, because it is in his DNA to be different.
For me, more than anything, I like to do something that's different. For me, the best videos and what I strive for every week is coming up with a message that I want to say and tell it in a different way.
I think I would want my legacy to be around like being on the side of trying to do different things, even at the cost of like being awful or being wrong.
I mean, this is obvious enough just by looking at all the different styles of videos in his catalog, but even with his energy drink, Ryan acknowledges that he wanted to create something different and didn't want to compete with the likes of major brands like Red Bull.
I wanted to find something that was different because I didn't want to compete with Red Bull because I'm realistic.
So given this mentality, I can understand why he might have said things like this.
Seeing the kind of content that was suddenly at the top of the food chain, I was subconsciously, I think, getting a little frustrated with YouTube and getting really just bitter, I guess, with what YouTube had become.
But this isn't just about what was happening around him. This has to do with Ryan's personal creative ambitions as well. When a YouTuber discovers a format that works for them, the obvious thing to do is to keep doing it, make more of those types of videos. But Ryan's goals have always been based on doing things differently from his past work and improving on it.
E isso chega a ponto em que, ao fim de não sei quantos anos de vocês estarem criativamente a puxar pelo cérebro para fazer coisas diferentes e inovadoras, vai chegar a um ponto em que não vão conseguir fazer absolutamente nada diferente, sabem? Porque isto tem um limite. Estar constantemente a fazer coisas diferentes é uma coisa muito difícil, pá. E o MrBeast vai sofrer desse mal, vão todos sofrer desse mal.
Done or stuff that I'm not proud of. I realized that doesn't bring me happiness. Yeah. It felt like I was like doing a formula, and I just got tired of doing the same formula.
I was like, man, I keep making these same skits. I know people like them and people think they're smart, but I'm so sick of it. Like, not that I don't want to make skits anymore. It's just I got so tired of doing the same thing.
I missed creating new things that I haven't done, and like the feeling of like growth and like doing more and improving, the want to always evolve. To me, that's what I always enjoyed in content.
So as YouTube was becoming more algorithmic and formulaic, I can see why this might have introduced obstacles into Ryan's creative process. It's no longer just about putting out good content that you like to make. Nowadays, your videos need to be long enough, they need to keep people watching, the title and thumbnail have to be clickable, and if you find a format that satisfies the algorithm, you'd be a damn fool not to exploit it for all it's worth. Today, YouTube is like this game, where if you want to win, then you have to play by this set of rules, and if you don't, then it's like you're swimming against the current and eventually you're gonna get washed away. And unfortunately, this is what happened to Ryan. Ryan is someone who I'd describe as a YouTube purist. Someone whose #1 priority is the quality of his content and doesn't really care about the numbers, the business, and definitely not the algorithm.
For the longest time, I tried to fight that system.
I was the creator who didn't want to have to worry about business.
It was never really about the numbers and stuff.
I didn't take into consideration any of that stuff, watch time and labeling it and tags. I didn't care about being #1 or whatever it was. I just wanted to keep the people that were watching happy. I'm just trying to do things I want to do, even if it's not necessarily the thing that fits the algorithm best.
But he could only do this for so long until it eventually caught up to him.
The algorithm had switched where like you need to create more content, not less. Even if it's better, you need longer and more content. The kind of content I made wasn't sustainable in that way.
The videos got crazier, the times it took to make it got longer.
Obrigado, Raspa. Obrigado pelos 2 meses. Obrigado, Raspa. Obrigado pelos 2 meses, man. Thanks, man.
It would take a hit on your income because you're not posting. I started posting some of the videos that I wanted to post and I felt the consequences. I mean, I saw the views drop, the dislikes go up.
But I was just like so over it at that point. That was like a breaking point for me. I was so over. I was like, I'm either gonna quit or I need to change what I need to do.
So here he is now, over a decade since he started, and YouTube's changed. Now it's about gaming the system, it's about numbers, business, money. You got corporations out here stealing all your revenue by making copyright claims on any video with copyrighted music. You have creators being exploited by companies, like the fallout between Smosh and their old parent company Defy Media, which almost costed them their channel. You're living in a climate where you can't feel comfortable broadcasting yourself, because if you do, you might offend somebody, or better yet, it could cost you your career. Look at someone like Jenna Marbles, who in 2020 was essentially exiled from the platform for a video that she made in 2011. PewDiePie has had his fair share of cancel culture related incidents. These are Ryan's peers, the people that he came up with. Does it look like things are getting much better for them? But for a lot of the new people coming in, this is all they know. They recognize YouTube as a job opportunity more than they do a craft or an art form. This is how the culture has changed.
Pronto, isto é aquilo que eu já disse que aconteceu na Twitch também. Que olhando para trás, para a comunidade da Twitch de 2014, 2013, por aí, eu sinto que a malta que fazia streams nessa altura, muitos deles ainda fazem streams hoje, fazia streams porque gostava de fazer isto, man. Era tipo uma cena que gostavam genuinamente de estar em live a jogar jogos. Hoje em dia, eu sinto que há pessoas que olham para isto como se fosse literalmente um trabalho. Right from the start, tipo, imaginem, não é que nós agora não encaremos isto como um trabalho. Eu tenho que encarar isto como um trabalho porque de facto é o meu trabalho. Mas não foi assim que eu comecei, percebem? Tipo, não foi nesse ponto que eu comecei. E eu sinto é que hoje em dia a malta que entra nesta plataforma já entra a achar que isto vai ser o trabalho deles, percebem? E isso depois faz a malta entrar com uma mentalidade bué negativa nisto, que é tipo, tudo vale para um gajo ganhar dinheiro. Pá, e imaginem, o que não falta agora é canais de drama que exploram só drama, literalmente, no YouTube e na Twitch. Tipo, malta que só faz drama, só está cá a falar sobre drama, a falar sobre a vida alheia, a comentar os casos dos outros. Tipo, isto, neste momento, é a forma dessa malta se defender da cancel culture, porque esses gajos são a cancel culture, no fundo. Pertencem à cancel culture. Ou seja, em vez de estarem a lutar contra ela, tipo, e estarem a produzir conteúdo enquanto estão preocupados em serem cancelados, porque dizem uma coisa errada, são pessoas que basicamente vivem a cancelar os outros. Tens aqui pessoal que não faz stream nem há 3 anos que já fala como se estivesse aqui há 10. Pronto, pá, mas a questão é, Ultra, isto é simples, mano. Eu acho é que o já falar como se estivesse aqui há 10 e depois, não sei como é que eles conseguem fazer isso, Mas as pessoas, tipo, estão muito na cena do... Pá, querem ver isto como trabalho, querem ganhar dinheiro com isto, ponto. Percebes? Qual é que é a forma mais fácil de ganhar dinheiro com isto? É atingir um público grande, e a forma mais fácil de atingir um público grande neste momento é pôr-se a comentar os dramas dos outros. Grande abraço, César. Obrigadíssimo, man. Muito obrigado.
So, if you were to put yourself in Ryan's shoes, what would you do?
I liked how YouTube was. Everybody could see great content when you typed in youtube.com. Now it doesn't really mean anything. It feels like people are either talking to you because they want something from you or something for their business rather than actually getting to meet you.
Eu já disse isto ontem num vídeo que fiz e volto a dizer aqui. Para mim, eu dou muito mais valor às pessoas que estão cá há anos e que mantêm a viewer base, independentemente de terem números astronómicos ou não, do que pessoas que atingiram um pico gigantesco de visualizações há pouco tempo e que são neste momento os heróis da internet. Pá, dou muito mais valor à malta que já cá está há bué de anos e que continua a fazer um trabalho consistente do que propriamente a pessoal que se torna conhecido no ano. Percebem? Tipo, por exemplo, o Rick para mim é um excelente exemplo de consistência. Pode não ser o gajo que tem os números maiores, mas é um gajo que tem um trabalho consistente como o caraças. Percebem? Pronto, é só isso. O Moraes, o impacto, há boés, malta, há boés, há boé da malta assim.
What's the point if everything gets like age restricted? I don't want to get demonetized. Probably like half my videos got claimed.
The YouTube grind is endless. I've been burnt out for like years.
For so long, I was just making stuff because I knew it would work versus like something I got excited about.
With the podcast, I wanted to be doing this, like speaking like me. I wanted to just show that side of me, but I also, in taking that jump, didn't keep in mind like, okay, what are the repercussions of this going to be? It felt like I was doing something wrong because it wasn't getting the same kind of views. I tried to change who I was and tried to get views and getting, you know, famous people on the podcast, and it would get views, but it still didn't feel like something I originally set out to do. That's why I was like, okay, I need to chill and like rethink a lot of stuff.
I had to change something. Either I was going to stop doing it or I had to do something else. I just tried something new. I just started like Twitch streaming. I just kept doing it pretty much the same way I started YouTube. And I think that's why I like enjoy it, because it's like learning completely different things, you know? It's such a new thing and it's such a different schedule for my everyday for the past like decade. It's been such a long time since I was excited about something. I wake up wanting to do it. I haven't felt that from anything YouTube related in a long time. If you're gonna go live for like sometimes 12 hours a day.
12 hours?
Well, you're being yourself, Tim. You're being yourself. I have been saying that like Twitch feels like old YouTube, where it feels like a lot of people are genuinely just supportive and friends. Can you say you're happy about your life? I can't say that the whole time during my YouTube career I was, even in its peak. I can say that now.
Isso acontece quando uma plataforma é um nicho, malta. É a única forma disso. É a única forma disso acontecer. Esse feeling de toda a gente ser um amigo e toda a gente ser bué supportive e o caraças. Isso acontecia no início porque era um nicho e ninguém fazia realmente dinheiro com
This video isn't just about Ryan
Este
Higa,
vídeo
but
é
I think
de há
his
2
story
semanas.
highlights an underlying problem with YouTube. It is unfortunate that a guy who helped pioneer the platform and who built a whole career off of being himself got to a point where he felt like he could no longer do that in a sustainable way. Because to be successful on YouTube nowadays, you have to be able to adapt to however the platform changes and find a balance between what you want to make and what you know will work. Even if that means having to compromise on your own creative integrity by giving in to the algorithm. These days, it seems as though taking risk, innovating, and doing things that are different is discouraged on YouTube. And that's not good. Because anything, any niche, any industry, whatever, anything that people care about is only as good as the newest generation to embrace it. So if current and future generations of YouTubers remain bounded by this algorithm, then I feel like that's taking the you out of YouTube. Now, I understand that this isn't an easy problem to solve because times have changed. People have changed. And, many of YouTube's changes over the years may have been necessary to get it to where it is today. But I'm convinced that this problem is one worth solving if YouTube's mission really is to give everyone a voice and show them the world. I just don't know how much YouTube truly wants you to hear and see. Because over the past 5 years or so, the discourse over where YouTube is at and where it's currently headed has been controversial, to say the least. I don't know if removing dislikes was a positive for the platform. I don't know if ruining the user experience by banning ad blockers was good for the platform. I don't know if an emphasis on YouTube Shorts or showing me ads when my video is paused is good for the platform.
É assim, a cena dos adblockers, eu vou ser muito sincero. Eu acho que pode não ser benéfico. Eu vou explicar. Eu acho que pode não ser benéfico a curto prazo, porque as pessoas enervam-se por estarem a ver anúncios, mas aquilo que as pessoas não percebem é que o facto de estarem a ver anúncios ajuda de facto os criadores, ok? É uma coisa que acaba por, se vocês virem anúncios, acabam por nos pôr mais dinheiro no bolso e faz-nos ter mais conforto para procurarmos e fazermos outro tipo de conteúdo do que estar só a fazer cenas que geram bué de views. Estão a ver? Portanto, se calhar é benéfico.
But what I do know is this. Creators like Ryan Higa, people who consistently innovate, push boundaries, broadcast themselves, the kinds of creators who built this platform into what it is today, make YouTube better. So if YouTube wants to remain the better platform for sharing videos, then they need to be better for these kinds of creators and ensure that they can thrive on their platform. But right now, I'm not so sure that that's their main focus. And maybe it shouldn't be. Because as Javed Karim, co-founder of YouTube, once said, in business, there's only one thing more important than make it better, and that's...
Don't fuck it up. Ok. Tá bem. Bom vídeo. Gostei. Gostei deste vídeo. Não sei se ele continua a fazer streams, no entanto. Deixa-me descobrir. The Real Ryan. Ah, ok. Ele tem aqui o canal dele. Pois, a última vez que ele fez streams foi... Ah, não, fez. Ele continua a fazer streams. Vou segui-lo, nem segui o gajo. Foi há 17 horas, a última stream dele. Foi há 17 horas, é. Portanto, ele continua a fazer. Fixe, boa, ainda bem. Fico contente.